Welcome back to The Burn, everybody. I am Ryan Van Deaver, and we are presented to you by Hot Zone Sports. We have a very special guest, another one. This one is an amazing contributor to the community. Let me welcome to you Dave Buche. He is the co-founder, director, and organizer of the collegiate baseball tournament called Summer ShowDown. Welcome to the show, man.
What's up, Ryan? Thanks for having me here. Great video to kick us off. That was awesome. Man, I'm excited to chat with you today and see what we can do.
Absolutely. So there is a big tournament here in town called the SummerBall ShowDown, and it's starting July 30th, and it will be in Goddard, Kansas, and Dave Buche is the mastermind. He is the brain behind the whole dang thing. So we do need to discuss a little side topic, if you will.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's hear it.
Everyone knows of my Colts fandom, whether you like them or not. If you want to talk some hate in the comments, go ahead. I'll respond. But back at it. On this podcast, I have some Colts fandom. But you are a 49ers guy. Are you ready for that Purdy contract?
You know, I am a 49ers guy. I have been for the majority of my life since I could pretty much decipher who was on TV growing up. And, I think Brock Purdy's a great quarterback, but I'm not ready for that long contract. I think three-year deal would be ideal in that situation. But I mean, he has done some cool things. We've lost a lot of people this year, and I'm excited to see what we do in the draft, which is next week, and then see what we can put together in 2025.
Speaking of which, thank you very much for Charvarius Ford. I really appreciate it, by the way.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys paid the big ticket, and we didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, our secondary was the worst in the league last season, or damn near close to it. So,
Sure.
Yeah, we kind of had to. And actually, our GM actually did something this offseason. So that's awesome. But also, we have some news. And if you didn't know, now you know. I'm a Braves fan, have been my entire life. And so is Dave.
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir.
we had some news. Acuna is back in Atlanta. No, he's not going to be in the series for Toronto. He's just having an MRI for a sore hip. Man, the Braves need him back so dang fast. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I just really think that we need that lightning, man.
With the Profar suspension, 80 games, we're not going to see him for a hot minute. And by the time he comes back, we'll already know what the Braves are going to be. So I don't know. It's rough, but I am glad that we're getting some players back. It's looking good. But let's get back on topic here. That's the Braves, the Colts, and 49ers is not why we're here. We're getting a little distracted about random stuff. But the 49ers are not why you're here. The SummerBall ShowDown is why you are here.
Yes, sir.
How did you get the ideas to start the SummerBall ShowDown? Were you just laying in bed one night and said, summer tournament with college players? Yeah, let's get it. How did this all come about?
First and foremost, for us, it's about the athletes, it's about the community, and we saw a need. We saw a need to provide a space that was affordable, available to all all teams or leagues throughout the country, and we slowly put it together, and 2021 was our first year, and it was uh, it was interesting to say the least, and then 2025 leading into year five, looking better than ever, and that I guess it was just a dream that we could put together, and here we are.
And what a dream it has been, and it has absolutely ballooned into something just really amazing. Is really the only thing you can call it. You were a college athlete as well, right? Was baseball your first love?
Baseball was my first love. I played college football. And then when my playing days were over, I kind of picked up slow pitch softball and traveled around playing in tournaments and everything like that for a while. And then this opportunity kind of just dropped in the hat after I ran my own softball tournament years and years ago, and kind of kind of turned into something cool. And then summer collegiate baseball was a space that needed a little more love, so jumped in, and here we are.
Right, right. So, what position did you play in college in
I
football?
was a, I was a long snapper.
A long snapper. Hey, we all need the long snappers.
Right, right.
So, what was your career like before you started this summer ball showdown, or have you always been in the baseball sector?
So before this space was created for me, and that dream was there, I was a corporate guy. I spent a lot of my time in operations, process improvement, strategic planning, and I did that for about 15 years. And then right at the end of 2020, this became a reality, and yeah, it's just been nothing but amazing since.
Wow, I would not want to do the jobs that you were doing. I'm not sure how entertaining they were, but man,
I am a numbers guy, so it comes naturally on that side of it.
I'm a stats guy. I will remember any stat that you tell me out there. If somebody's hitting 241, I'll remember that for the next 10 years. But numbers, but something beyond that, no, definitely not in my wheelhouse. So, how many teams are going to be playing in this tournament this year? I know it's first year. The tournament has seen a lot of substantial growth. So, can you talk on that a little bit?
So, we kind of set our little benchmarks here and there for each year. Each year, we obviously want positive growth to be more community involved and give back more to the players. And then in 2022, we were right on the cusp of becoming the largest national tournament in the country of its kind. And then 2023, we kind of got there, and it's been awesome, and we didn't look back. Our mainline goal is to provide a platform where these guys are seen, heavily scouted by schools and the MLB. So I spend a lot of time, maybe talking some trash to some scouts at a baseball game or whatnot, offering up a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and getting them out there, having a great time, and then moving into 2025, it's our fifth year. My mainline goal is to pull 32 teams. That does a lot for us in a lot of different ways. Not only cements the reality of our dream tournament being 32 teams, but also the impact it has on the community that surrounds us for those 5 days. If I had to guess this year, I would shoot for 28 to 32 pretty confidently.
Okay, it's definitely ballooned. How many teams did you have in your first season doing this?
14.
14. So it's definitely improved as everybody can see. Um, so next, so the SBS has been operating for 5 years. Well, this will be the fifth year. Can you talk about the attendance? Like, what kind of numbers do you have there? And then YouTube. Uh, if anybody doesn't know, all these games are streamed on YouTube. So, what kind of numbers are you seeing there?
So for attendance, we've averaged at least 20% growth year after year. And then from 2023 to 2024, we shot up 30% and had 20,000 people through the gate in the 5 days at Genesis Sports Complex in Goddard. We have data that backs that up, and then our live streams. So we partner with a company called Sideline HD, and they do our live streams. They also generate AI powered highlight reels for the guys at the end of the tournament. So with that partnership, it also allowed us to push the stream out to YouTube, where we saw a lot of people hitting that pretty heavily. I mean, in the stats world, I would say we've had over 300,000 views, depending on which games or overall through the platform.
So the tournament has come a long way since its first season. Since year two, you have actually been the nation's largest summer collegiate tournament of its kind. So, how did we get there from year one till now?
You know, cold calls, following
Mm.
people on Facebook, hitting them up, just saying, "Hey man, this is the SummerBall ShowDown. Let me put this together for you. It's about your athletes. We feed them. If you're a team that comes in from out of state, we'll feed you 2 meals at the ballpark for free through our food partners. Very grateful for the great partnership we have with Pizza Ranch, Chick-fil-A, Fuzzy's Tacos, Stroot Locker. Those guys, I mean, they've just come out real big for us. And then I have to give a shout out to Sly's Sides. She's amazing. She's our player tent mom, and we love her.
Sounds like we're going to have a real fun time in the ballpark, whether or not you're hungry or not.
Right, right.
You're going to have plenty of options there. Um, so, you talked about how many teams are going to be in the tournament. Have you added any new teams for this season prior to last?
Yes, as of right now, I would say we're sitting at 4 new teams. The goal is to really have any summer collegiate program say, "Hey, look, we're going to play our season, and we're going to play in a national tournament." So that's been the mindset and the outreach, and how to gain ground with those teams, and show them. And I will always encourage a team to give us a shot, because your team's going to be treated like kings. You're going to have great baseball. The community loves the event, and the players are just going to have an amazing time. But yeah, I would say four new teams. Looking at Arkansas, a new one from the Chicago area, Indiana, and quite possibly, Iowa.
Indiana. I wonder if they'll bring me any Colts gear.
I mean, I would have to definitely ask.
I think you should put that at the top of your priority list.
Okay,
We
sure.
should do that. Yeah, we can have a conference call, and yeah, we can set that up.
I'll ha-
Anyway,
I'll have to I'll have to talk to Bob and see what his thoughts are. Right now, we're just worried about finding a bus driver and getting him here.
I mean, I particularly think an Anthony Richardson signed jersey is more important than a bus, but whatever. I digress.
Sure, sure.
So, what are the main goals and objectives of this tournament?
So we just want to provide that space that the athletes will be seen, will be celebrated, and allow them to enjoy fair competition. I mean, at the end of the day, we hold every team accountable to the same standard, and our event, where we have no idea who's playing who to start the tournament. And I'm sure we'll discuss what the blind draw is, but that type of atmosphere is awesome. Nobody has an opportunity to have the upper hand in how we do things, and then just providing them an experience like no other.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's got to be the number one thing. And any tournament that doesn't put the players first, it's just you should stop what you're doing, because they are what puts those butts and seats to begin with. So yeah, I love it. Um, what are the what are the tournament's biggest challenges and opportunities?
I mean, for us, the biggest challenge is awareness. We're new. We're entering year 5, and being able to project that out and get it out to everyone and everybody want to read our message or give us a shot to bring their team here. And then obviously in the community, we do a great job of bringing the community out with several events during the tournament, but at the same time, just bringing healthy baseball and a true competitor's atmosphere is electric as it is, plus all the extras we do.
Yeah. So, if we talk to the long term, what are your long term goals of this tournament? Let's say in the next 5 to 10 years down the road.
Obviously, we want to maintain it and make it grow. We want to be the number one choice throughout the nation for every college level team that comes and plays, and giving those opportunities to new teams in every aspect. We'll just continue to grow in a positive way, keep providing the community with a great atmosphere, great pricing, and quality baseball.
Awesome. Yeah. So I know different tournaments do it differently, especially going to high school tournaments, little league. So how are the tournament officials selected? Are they all
So
volunteers or
like as far as umpires or as
right?
far as so we partner with Meso, the umpire group that's local to Wichita. They provide us some great umpires that have experience at the collegiate level or higher, and it's a great partnership to have, and we work well together. And then as far as like others like scorekeepers and those kind of things, we typically ask for volunteers, and then the parts that matter the most, we keep an eye on and work to train them up and allow them to know what's going on and make everything happen in the positive direction.
Okay. So, are there any unique aspects or features of this tournament that make it stand out above the rest?
You know, it's an open tournament, so we allow 20 in our goal or our long-term goal. It's allowing 24 summer collegiate teams to play. We've allotted four spaces for elite college prep teams. So those are teams that have to have 90% of their roster signed to college. And then, it's kind of like the boys want to play with their 18U team one last time. But if 90% of that roster is signed to play college ball, they can enter into our tournament. And then we do allow some adult teams to come in as long as they conform to our rules.
Okay. So, how does the seeding for each team work? For those that don't know how the tournament works, is it a round robin tournament, a two blind draw? Because that you don't see two blind draw tournaments very often. But for viewers that don't know what that is, can you explain how that works?
Yeah, so what we do is the Sunday or Monday before the tournament, we gather all of our sponsors and our partners in a space. Last year we did it with Tanganyika at their facility. It was awesome. We got to meet some cool animals, talk about their business, and then our partners and everyone have like a little sit down with our sales guy Mike Flores. And he talks about their business, and then they basically draw names out of a hat, and we place them on the board going down for Wednesday and then Thursday. Hypothetically, that looks like pool play that's seeded into a single elimination bracket where everyone has an opportunity to play in. So that makes it super unique. And then the blind draw is completely random. So your team from Wichita or your team from Omaha, California, wherever, you have no idea who you're playing until that Sunday or Monday night.
That's crazy.
There,
The
there's
blind.
no advantage. There is no advantage in our tournament.
Oh, definitely not. That blind draw is called a blind draw for a reason. You
Absolutely.
haven't the slightest clue as to what is going to happen, and that is the best part. I personally think that this is what makes the Summer Showdown so dang intriguing. Anyone can play anyone at any given time. So what goes into that? You just draw it out of a hat. Is it an SBS hat or is it a helmet or
Last year was a glass jar. I
Oh,
believe it was a vase that that had some rocks in it. And what's wild about that whole situation is the team that got stuck in the rocks actually won the tournament. Tess's Army.
so can you tell me the story behind Tess's Army? Because you have teams like uh, out of Mulvane and Winfield and other Omaha, like you said, and then you have Tess's Army. What's the story behind that?
I can only give you so much information about them, but what I know is that Evan Smith and his family had a tragic accident where he lost his sister. And out of the passion of their heart, they created a scholarship fund where she went to school. And so he loves baseball. He loves helping kids grow. He recruits players from all over the country to play in our tournament. And it just so happened that they won last year, and all the proceeds went to helping them grow that scholarship fund and create more events to do that. So for me that's amazing. And Evan, when I get a chance, I'll reach out and we'll get on a call with Ryan here so you can tell the story.
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely going to have to bring him on. But for those that don't know, this is just the beginning of this Summer Ball Showdown. Okay, I have big plans. Obviously, you see me wearing the hat, and so I am involved with the Summer Ball Showdown, and so there's going to be tons of content. We're going to be talking to international players. We're going to be talking to players that don't get the notoriety that they deserve. And so they're going to tell us their journey, and I'm going to show it to everybody. And so keep your eyes peeled on that. It's going to be an awesome time for me. It's going to be a great thing for Hot Zone Sports and Summer Ball Showdown. I cannot wait. But the winning team gets 10K. And in case you showed up late, you get some ice. Yes, that photo was in there. You missed out. So, in case you missed it, you better just go ahead and rewind it and watch it because good night. I need one of those rings. Do you like donate them to your favorite podcaster or
So our tournament champion wins a $10,000 package. Our overall purse for the tournament's 20 grand. That $10 package includes, rings, hats, uniforms, and and then obviously some cash. And then second place has uh, a package as well. Third and fourth, all of those things. The rings were a fun idea to put together. They were silver at the beginning, and then when the El Dorado Walnuts won the national championship, their coach actually approached me and he was like, "Why is this dang thing not gold?" And so I gave it a try, and wow, they just blow you away. And so we try to change it up every year, a little different color scheme here, different gems there, and then yeah, it's huge. I always say they're worth it for a bar fight or a paperweight because if you walk around with that thing on, it's going to weigh you down.
yeah, those things are absolutely massive. They are a work of art. So good job on that, man. You knocked it out of the park. No pun intended here. But those trophies, they also got a revamping a couple of years ago. It's safe to say that the winner of this tournament is walking away with some very nice hardware.
Yeah, so we adjusted the championship trophy um, because we wanted it to get as close to the MLB trophy as we could, but we went all crystal. Um, it is weird to say this, but that crystal trophy weighs 18 pounds, and it's electric. You can put the rings on it. You can put a signed baseball from your team in it. We wanted to give the coaching staff and the organization an opportunity to remember it forever. If it shines in the light, if it's sitting somewhere where a sun hits it, it sends prisms. It's an amazing piece.
And if you have not seen pictures, I was not able to put the trophies in there, but man, they're amazing to look at. So moving on. Let's go over the price of admission for these games because sometimes games are kind of pricey to get into. There's tournaments around like that where you have to pay like $10 for a game at night, or $7 for the day, and you can only watch one of those games. Are any of these games, do they come with day passes or anything like that?
Hypothetically, every admission is a day pass. You have kids discounts, and then you have your adult pricing. Those average around $10 a day. And based on our tournament format, you can watch anywhere between, you know, 4 and 16 games in one day.
So, from start to finish is what you're saying. Baseball. Let's say it together. Awesome. Because all day. Good night.
So touch on this a little bit. If we hit 32 teams, we have 16 games played in one day. That happens for at least 3 days.
That's wild. And really, I wanted to touch on the location, Goddard, Kansas, and so there might not be a lot of people that realize, hey, there's a Genesis Health Club, and hey, there's 5 Diamonds out there. You saw in the video. What can you talk about? Can you explain what kind of fields these are? What kind of environment? What kind of vibe it brings? As a fan watching these games.
So Genesis Sports Complex is all turf. One of the unique things about them is we've been told they can take 17 inches of water before they flood. So as long as we don't have a lightning delay, we're playing baseball. They
Wow.
have one championship field at 405 dead center. The remaining 3 playable fields that we use are between 389 and 395 dead center. And then there's a fifth field. It's 300, and we do events on that. But Genesis is loaded as far as an atmosphere goes. If you turn around and walk 6 feet, you're watching a different game. And on top of that, we're outside of the traditional baseball feel. I mean, if field one has a game going on, field two has music playing because there's nothing going on. We keep the vibe high. We keep those guys hyped up, and then it could be having 4 games going on at one time here and those kind of things. But we've done a great job of finding the right audio systems to make sure it's isolated there. But when you're playing good music, we don't crank them up. We just play it low, so everybody gets that hint of festiveness.
Man, you're hyping me up right now. I want to go watch some baseball. The Braves are playing right now too, but we're not going to talk about that. But I do have to jump on top of my pedestal right now. No, I'm not going to get on an actual pedestal. I'm just going to sit here, okay? But this is what's great. Baseball, because I remember growing up in my small town, and this happened across America, maybe in Australia. I'm not sure, where people just flocked to baseball diamonds for softball tournaments. They'd stay up till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning digesting all these games. If you were a kid, you were finding some dirt and some rocks to play with. Hopefully, you weren't throwing them at car windows. But man, this was the best time, especially as a kid. Gosh, I really hope these memories do not fade as I get older. But speaking of staying up late, I got to ask you, baseball around the clock. Are you bringing it back?
If we hit 32 teams, the big picture vision is you're gonna have baseball starting at 8 a.m. and ending when it's done and starting back up again for almost 72 straight hours.
Mm.
It's very possible that we could make those things come back to life and it truly be a 24-hour round the clock for up to 72 hours. It really just depends on the format and how we can span things out. But it is in our hopes to at least give that a try once we hit our number.
I cannot wait because my kids in particular, they have not experienced it. But I have to talk about it. All right. I'm going to get on my soapbox once again. Probably the best time of my childhood. Dad, I hope you're watching. Was baseball around the clock. All we did was watch baseball nonstop. Sometimes you got so tired and it was so hot that you just laid down on the bleachers staring at the sun, wondering, why am I doing this? But then, guess what? You walked away if you stayed the entire time with a t shirt. And I'm pretty sure my dad still has my t shirt because he keeps every t shirt that he ever gets for free. And so it's just baseball around the clock was just it was a massive stone in my life that you just have to wonder, like, all these kids that love baseball or don't even know the game of baseball and just staying up all night with their mom or their dad watching all of these games. It's one of those memories that you're never going to lose.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there, because that was before cell phones.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And to bring it back in a fashion that it's done right, it's done at its truest intention of really providing that around the clock style of thing. We want to do it right, and we want to make it a highlight of our tournament. So, you know, we will definitely look into it once we hit our number, and making sure that it's done right, and has all of the nostalgia you can think of, and go from there.
Hey, if you need any ideas, man, I got some ideas up here for that. So I'm sure we will throw some ideas your way. But moving on, we have probably one of the most exciting things in baseball, the home run derby. Who doesn't love a home run derby? I am particularly and completely stoked about this. So, who is this home run derby sponsored by?
So our home run derby is sponsored by Chick-fil-A, and at any given time you can catch the cow throwing out a what they call a bonus ball, and if you hit it over the fence, you get +5 home runs. They put on a great event. It's for charity, and they swing some awesome bats. Our bat partner, HRD Bats, they make a great product, and over the years that we've had this, it's grown and grown and grown. And last year, I bet you they had over 130 home runs hit on that short field. When I met
Man,
with them weeks ago, they were like, "Yeah, we're going to need more baseballs." And I was like, "Well, how many did you go through?" Like 6 buckets. And I was like, "That's about 180, I
man,
believe, if they come with 30 in them apiece," and so on and so forth. And I would love to show you guys a Chick-fil-A home run derby bat, but it's still in the wrapper, and I'm not going to get it down, but we are designing them custom every year to be different. The champion gets a Chick-fil-A bat. They get Chick-fil-A for free for a year. That's you get it 52 weeks of Chick-fil-A. And some other cool gear. Last year we had Rawlings sponsor a trophy bat that was literally like shiny gold and or silver. It just depends on which route they decide to go. Hopefully this year, with us being year 5, it'll be silver again. Shout out to my friends at Rawlings, and thank you.
I'm just saying, HRD. My background is missing one thing: a hot zone sports baseball bat. We need to get that set up because that would just be pure nasty. But you know, I'm getting ahead of myself. I know. So, is there a weight limit? I'm just joking. So, because there, you receive a golden bat, might be able to hit one home run, maybe. But yeah,
You
is there any prize money for winning the home run derby?
Because it falls in line with the NCAA ruling, there is no prize money.
Okay.
Because athletes within the tournament and their teams are able to participate. Sometimes based on the blind draw, because our home run derby is on Thursday, some teams can't put players in because they're actually playing. and we've run into that a few times. And to be completely honest, 2 years ago, a 13-year-old won it. So that was pretty
What?
wild.
Hold up. A 13-year-old won it?
Yes, yes, he hit 14 bombs.
Well, man, there must be a weight limit or something. He must have been a husky guy, right?
I mean,
Got some,
he was definitely taller than most kids and pretty athletic.
I think they might have lied on the age reveal on that.
I am
But
12.
mm, yeah, I think, back back in my day, no, I'm just saying, back when I was playing, 12-year-olds looked like 10-year-olds. Now 12-year-olds look like they're 24. So, it's the fluoride in the water or something. It has to be. So, how big is this fence? Like, what is the distance?
For the home run derby, 300 feet.
For, I
So,
might, I might actually be able to hit a home run there.
right, right.
I might try it out before everybody shows up. That way, I don't make a moron out of myself.
And it is live stream normally.
Damn, there goes my
So,
chance.
right, right.
I might have to press the power button for all of them, for all the cameras. So, how many home runs in total were hit last year?
At the SummerBall ShowDown,
Yeah.
like between the teams or in the home run derby.
Oh, just the home run derby. Yeah, yeah.
According to Chick-fil-A, just about 180.
How many? Roughly, I'm not expecting you to know exactly how many contestants, but how many contestants did you have
24.
roughly? 24. You knew that really fast. Okay. Um, and you said the winner from last season was it 21 home runs? Is that what you said?
The winner from last year hit 21 home runs in total.
That's crazy. Uh, we need to get like Aaron Judge out here and give him give him 5 minutes
Man, we're
because he
Braves fans. We can't go for the Yankees, okay?
well
Austin Riley.
okay, Chipper Jones. I'll go Chipper Jones.
Okay.
Chipper still got the bat even with that gray hair. I modeled my swing after him. I don't even care. Don't even talk that crap if you're a Yankees fan. So those bats are absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen them, SBS, follow them on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and they have those bats on there. They're absolutely amazing from last year. So there's going to be a different reveal this year on them. But one last question about the home run derby. Are you going to be participating? I bet you
N-
got a Chipper Jones swing in you, man.
I do not participate in that event.
That's unfortunate. Really think you should.
It's about the athletes, and I want them to have the best experience and the community. So I don't want to go in there and take up space where somebody could enjoy that time while I'm enjoying the baseball.
Yeah. All right. So you are all about the community, and there
Hmm.
have been tournaments localized with that emphasis, like Wiffleball. Are there any other tournaments or events during the SummerBall Showdown that we should know about?
So I'm glad you hit on the wiffle ball. Big shout out to Wichita Parisi Speed School. We partnered with them 2 years ago for the Wiffle Ball Wednesday, and it has been absolute dynamite. Uh, within the second year that we had that tournament, we had to add fields. And then last year, I swear there was like 1,200 kids on that field, with their respective teams. We've always started it at 6 p.m. and I believe this coming year we're going to have to start it at 4. Mainly for the simple fact that we're tired of ending it at 3 a.m. And last year we had a rain delay, and the two teams that were supposed to play in the championship were hanging out in the dugouts before we had to call it. So that was 3 a.m.
Wow, that's
And it's a big deal. Wichita Parisi runs the event. They MC the event. They play their own music. They get their own umpires. It's huge. It's free as long as you sign up. And I mean we'll be kicking that link out probably in the coming months, because we definitely want to have plenty of teams out there. We just don't know how far we can go. They have asked if they can move it to a championship Saturday, to if they
Mm.
allow so many teams to be able to come back and play in that tournament on a different day. So we're lining out all the options for community events. Friday we do firework night. It's our VIP night. Tanganyika Wildlife Park. If you guys don't know what that is, it's an interactive wildlife park. They're amazing. They do all of our ring reveals with Mike. Last year we got to meet a penguin. We met a porcupine, and the red ruff lemurs revealed the ring. I'm itching to go see the otters and meet the capybara or whatnot. But outside of that, Tanganyika has been an awesome partner. If you haven't been during that Friday ceremony for the VIP nights and stuff like that, they literally walked Quilliam, the porcupine, around like a dog. You can pet him. He gives the best high fives. And then our first pitch was a penguin. I believe it was Nugget the penguin that threw out our first pitch, which is very unique for us and the community. We're grateful to have that awesome partnership.
I need to find that video of the penguin throwing out the pitch. It is the greatest thing you will see this week. I'm just letting you know. All you Hot Zone Sports followers, I'm just saying it's amazing. So, you probably haven't had a lot of teams sign up for wiffle ball yet, but how many teams did you have last year's? Just kind of so we have a metric to go off of.
28 to 30.
Wow.
And they're time structured games. The rules are all set by Wichita Parisi and everything like that, and they move through them really fast. And you have three games going on. Like the intro video, you'll see the isolated fields on the event field there, and it kind of flows, and it's truly its own vibe out there on that field.
that's, that's crazy. So, well, when it comes to like scheduling and stuff, when does the Whipple Ball tournament happen? Does it happen before the actual Summer Ball Showdown, or when does that work?
In typical years, our first game for the Summer Ball Showdown would be 1 p.m. So then the wiffle ball would be right around the 4 to 6 o'clock, where they check in and get everything rolling. So yeah, I would say it's after everybody gets off work and the kids can come out, and mom and dad can watch them and enjoy a beer, or the concession stand, and we're very cost conscious on that too, because we want everybody to be able to come out and make it worth it for their time spent with us.
Absolutely, Wiffle Ball. I'm totally gonna be there
Don't
for that.
do it. It's addicting.
I I'm not going to participate, but I will record the heck out of it because every time I see these Wiffle Ball games, I am enamored. I'm sure everybody sees these. Man, it's
Two years ago, a 14-year-old team beat a 35-year-old team, and it wasn't even close. They double dipped them. Yeah, mind you, it was at 2 a.m., but it it gets pretty crazy and competitive. The acrobatics are out there, diving and everything. It's wild.
oh yeah, that's freaking crazy. So, how much bigger is this year's version of Summer Ball Showdown compared to last year's version? And don't get it twisted, guys. Last year's version was massive, but how do you top that?
So really, it's going to be outreach and being able to get out in the public. The last few years, Mike Flores, our sales guy, he's encouraged us to go out to more local events like Final Fridays, home shows, anything that we can be a part of to bring the name to it, and that's helped tremendously. Typically, we give out about 2,000 opening day tickets for awareness. We call them fridge stickers. So you basically just take a magnet and plop it on the refrigerator. And when we have those come back, we celebrate that, like they're treated like kings for that night, and they get to go eat with a player, or eat with the team, and it's just an awesome experience to see those show up at the gate. But really, it's just projecting our name out there, highlighting the teams, because a team from Omaha, Nebraska, from the Corn Belt League. I interview their coach or their commissioner. We talk about stuff, and out of nowhere, somebody's like, "Man, I'm going to get behind this Corn Belt team," and then boom, a fan base explodes a little bit, and so we've had those. And we have a team called the Cluckers that really transformed our tournament. I mean, it's wild to say that, but they're just a ragtag team, and it's the energy so high that it's unbelievable, and they have a strong following. Like it's unbelievable.
Well, I I can't. It's just the Cluckers. All right, there's nothing wrong with the Cluckers. It's just their uniform cracks me up every single time I see it. It's wild, everybody. So you got to come out. You got to watch the Cluckers, man, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the big tournament, SummerBall ShowDown 2025, is going to be starting July 30th in Goddard, Kansas, at the Genesis Complex. So do not miss it. We, in the upcoming month, we were going to have lots of interviews. We're going to be getting some coaches, maybe some players. No promises there. We'll see how it works out. That way, you can see these teams, see these coaches, and just get you ready for the Summer Ball Showdown. But I do want to thank Dave Buche for coming on. It has truly been a pleasure. And if you are not following the Summer Ball Showdown, they got an Instagram, they got a Twitter, they got Facebook, they got YouTube. So if you are not following them, you are doing everything wrong. So go ahead and follow. All right. So, is there anything you'd like to say on your way out, man?
Thank you so much for having us hop on here. Big shout out to your dad for introducing us. Um, the Kansas Honor Flight has been a part of the Summer Ball Showdown each year, and I just want to say thank you to those guys. What you do is amazing, and how you guys make everything come together. On top of that, shout out to the teams. If you're interested in playing in the Summer Ball Showdown, bring your best squad. We have a 32-man roster limit, three coaches. We'll feed you guys. Even the coaches get a coach's dinner. They get wined and dined on our first night, which is Tuesday, and then the rest is baseball, fun, and community. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on here, and I look forward to many more.
I just I just really hope. I mean, actually, you just might call Chick-fil-A and make sure their chicken is ready because man, this boy eats. I'm just throwing that out there, man. But thank you for coming on once again. Future episodes on Friday live stream. We have Coach Rashad Daniels coming on from NXT Level Performance, who is a certified speed and conditioning coach. He's actually got some players that have been committed to Division One, Iowa State, Lehigh. So stay tuned because it is going to continue to be a jam-packed week. And if you are getting that Colts itch, got a podcast with the Horseshoe Mob podcast. On that note, we will send you out. I hope everybody who's been watching, I hope you had an amazing time. We salute you. Hot Zone Sports out.